Maritime heritage. India has a rich maritime heritage, and the earliest reference to maritime activities is contained in the Rig Veda. Indian mythology has numerous episodes pertaining to the ocean, the sea and the rivers, with belief that mankind has benefited from the wealth of seas and ocean. There is plenty of evidence derived from Indian literature, art, sculptures, painting and archaeology to establish existence of Indian maritime traditions. A study of the country's maritime history reveals that the Indian subcontinent exercised supremacy over the Indian Ocean from very early times up to the 13th century. Indians took to the sea for trade and commerce rather than for political ends. Thus, the period up to about 16th century witnessed peaceful seaborne commerce, cultural and traditional exchange between countries. The Indian Ocean has always been regarded as an area of great significance, and India is central to this ocean. The early days, 3000–2000 BC. The beginning of India's maritime history dates back to 3000 BC. During this time, the inhabitants of Indus Valley civilization had maritime trade link with Mesopotamia. The excavation at Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa has revealed ample evidence that maritime activities flourished during this period. The discovery of a dry dock at Lothal, about 400 kilometers southwest of Ahmedabad, gives an insight into the knowledge of tides, winds and other nautical factors that existed during that period. The dry dock at Lothal dates back to 2400 BC and is regarded as the first such facility, anywhere in the world, equipped to berth and service ships. Vedic age, 2500 BC. Vedic literature has numerous references to boats, ships and sea voyages. The Rig Veda is the oldest evidence on record that refers to Varuna, the lord of the sea, and credits him with the knowledge of the ocean routes which were used by ships. The Rig Veda mentions merchants sailing ships across the oceans to foreign countries in quest of trade and wealth. The epics Ramayana and Mahabharata have references to ships and sea travels. Even the Puranas have several stories of sea voyages. Age of the Nandas and Mauryas, 500–200 BC. The age of the Nandas and Mauryas saw an extensive maritime trading activities that brought many nations closer to India. This resulted in spread of India's culture and religious beliefs to other countries. The maritime activities of Mauryas paved the way for Indian immigration to Indonesia and other surrounding islands. During this period, India witnessed an invasion by Alexander. The Greek and Roman literary records give sufficient evidence about maritime trade during days of Nanda and Maurya empires. Megasthenes, the Greek ethnographer and Macedonian ambassador to Chandragupta Maurya, has described the administration of armed forces in Pataliputra during that period, and described the presence of a special group that looked after different aspects of naval warfighting. The navy of the Magad kingdom, therefore, is considered to be the first ever recorded instance of a navy, anywhere in the world. It was during this period that Chandragupta's minister, Chanakya, wrote the Arthashastra, which has details of the Department of Waterways under a Navadhyaksha, superintendent of the ships. It also has details of an Admiralty division established as part of the War Office, which was responsible for navigation on the oceans, lakes and seas. Details of different types of boats maintained during the Mauryan rule and their purpose have also been included in the book. Emperor Ashoka. During the rule of Ashoka the Great, The Mauryan Empire covered almost the entire Indian subcontinent, and trade relationships existed with Sri Lanka, Egypt, Syria and Macedonia. One of the endearing legacies of Ashoka remains the spread of Buddhism. There is evidence that Ashoka's son, Mahendra, and daughter, Sanghamitra, had sailed from Tamralipti in West Bengal to Ceylon carrying a sapling of the holy banyan tree as a gift for spread of Buddhism. Ashoka also sent envoys to various kingdoms in Southeast Asia using the sea route. Satavahana dynasty, 200 BC – 220 AD. The Satavahanas, 200 BC to 220 AD, ruled the Deccan region, and their kingdom spread over parts of present-day Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Saurashtra and Gujarat. They controlled the east coast of India, along the Bay of Bengal, and had healthy trade with the Roman Empire. The Satavahanas were the first native Indian rulers to issue their own coins with inscription of ships. Evidence also exists of spread of culture, language and Hinduism to various parts of Southeast Asia through the sea route. Gupta dynasty, 320–500 AD, the Golden Age. The Gupta Empire stretched across northern, central and parts of southern India between 320 to 550 AD. This period has been called the Golden Age of India. Chandragupta I, Samudragupta and Chandragupta II were the most notable rulers of the Gupta dynasty. Fa-Hien, the Chinese monk, who came to India in 399 CE to study Buddhism at Bodh Gaya, Sarnath and Varanasi, had given an eyewitness account of the Gupta Empire. With the expansion of overseas commerce, the Gupta period witnessed an era of general prosperity, economic progress, cultural extension, artistic attainment and architectural advancement. Fa-Hien, on his way back to his homeland, in 413 CE, sailed from Tamralipti in Bengal and 14 days later reached Ceylon, where he embarked for Java and passed through Nicobars and the Strait of Malacca to reach the Pacific. The oceanic navigation, which was well advanced during the earlier centuries of the Christian era, is borne out from Fa-Hien's writings. Another Chinese traveler, Huan Sang, who visited India between 633–645 AD, had given eyewitness accounts of the vast overseas trade during the Gupta period. Remarkable progress in astronomy was also achieved during this period. Aryabhata and Varahamihira, known in history as great astronomers, belonged to this period. The celestial bodies began to be accurately mapped, and the art of oceanic navigation by rough and ready computation of position from known stars was established. During this period, several ports in the east and west were opened, which greatly revived maritime trade with European and African countries. As we conclude the journey of Part 1, we invite you to embark on the next chapter of our adventure. Join us in the next part in the upcoming video.